Welcome to the Ticket Stand, where I review the biggest movie coming out this weekend, and I give you the information on whether it's worth buying, worth watching, worth renting, worth waiting for the streams, or just straight up worthless. Let's talk about the biggest movie coming out this weekend, which is February 24th to the 26th, 2023, which is Cocaine Bear. Directed by Elizabeth Banks, starring O'Shea Jackson Jr., the late great Ray Liotta, Keri, Russel, and Alden Ehrenreich. I'm not sure how to pronounce the name, so I'm really sorry for butchering the name. So let's talk about the story and its writing. So the story is based on an event that happened in the 90s about a drug dealer that was throwing duffel bags of cocaine off of an airplane, and some of it flew across a wild reserve. And essentially they found a bear that overdosed on cocaine. Like, there was a lot of cocaine in the bear system. And essentially the writers decided to take that event that happened in real life and said, let's get crazy. Let's just have fun with this. And obviously when it comes to its story, it's simple. Well, I wouldn't say simple, it's crazy, but it's simple, crazy, and it works. Now, as far as the writing, it definitely feels somewhat tight. It tries not to go too far off, but at the same time, it doesn't want to stay behind and be a wasted premise. So as far as for its story and writing, I definitely give it its 2 out of 2. I definitely thought they did well with that. Let's talk about directing, the technical aspects, and the cinematography. So with the film, Elizabeth Banks definitely did some really great shots in the film, and especially a lot of the slow-mo effects that are done, especially with just cocaine flying in the air, or sometimes just seeing shots of the bear just going loose and just going berserk. And I definitely have to give that the props, especially how it's shot and the scenery that's chosen for it. The only criticism I can definitely say are the bear itself. A lot of times you can see that the bear is just completely generated, like it doesn't really look that realistic, and that's definitely a complaint I could definitely say. But considering what we're working with, I definitely say it did its job. It's not perfect, but it's definitely passable, and it's something I could just say it works. If you don't think about it too much, it won't be an issue. Honestly, for its rating, I'd give it a 1 out of 2. Let's talk about the characters and their acting. So it does have a colorful cast. However, a lot of the characters aren't exactly particularly special. They're not memorable. I mean, we do have just 3 groups of characters. There's the drug dealers trying to reacquire their product. There's the mother-children team that's trying to find a lost child. And then there's just the park rangers trying to do their job. And also the law enforcement. And with that, there wasn't anything special about their writing. They were essentially written to be killed off in hilarious ways. It's essentially a film showing how stupid people get stupid results for doing stupid things. And it's funny watching them just get slaughtered at times, not because they're horrible people, but because just how outlandish it is. And it's more like, hey, that stupid thing you did, that's what you get. And as far as the main character, there really wasn't a main character unless you could say it's the Cocaine Bear. And that's because every time he comes on screen, you just have a ball watching him. The other characters, sure, they have some funny moments here and there, some funny dialogue, but it isn't anything that you would say is memorable waiting for the film to happen. It's not like, hey, I want to see this character come back. I want to see this character back. No, I want to see the Cocaine Bear coming back and wreck some stuff. So with that being said, I could definitely say that the character and writing, I'd give it a 1 out of 2. It isn't special, but when you do see the bear, it's a fun ride. Let's talk about its genre and how well it incorporates it. So if it was a horror film, it'd be a 0 out of 2, because it's really not that scary. And there are moments it does have some scary shots, but you don't really feel scared for them. It's just like, hey, if I was in that situation, I'd be freaking scared. But it doesn't do it well. And as a comedy, I'd give it a 0 out of 2 too, because there isn't enough funny moments where you're just busting out laughing. You get more chuckles, and it doesn't work that well as a comedy in itself. But as a dark comedy slash thriller, it definitely works well. It blends those two moments when it's needed well. For the thrilling aspect, it's definitely there whenever you see the bear and you're seeing how it's going to, end up getting this one person. And then it's funny because you see how they ended up in that position, why they're gonna get that because they ended up in that position. And then on top of that, it's just funny seeing how the cocaine bear just goes berserk because you're not expecting who's gonna get it, how they're gonna get it, and on top of that, just outlandish seeing bear attacks. It's like those animals attack people videos, except there's a funny layer of dark humor there because it isn't attacking because it's territorial. It's attacking because it's on cocaine. It's just going loose. So as its genre, how well it incorporates it as a dark comedy thriller, I'd definitely say it earns its 2 out of 2. Now, overall enjoyment, and honestly, I enjoyed the film. It definitely is paced well after the beginning because when you see these characters, you're not hearing about the bear and stuff. You're not seeing the bear. It definitely drags a little, but as soon as we get to the park, that's when all the pacing works well. And as far as the enjoyment, you just have fun with it. You don't take it too serious. You're realizing it's not going for Oscars. It's not talking about issues. It's not trying to present a message. It's just, hey, this happened, even though it didn't happen. But if it were to happen, it'd be hilarious to read about. It's one of those insane articles that you would read that's a parody, and you just think, man, this is funny, as well as it'd be scary to be in this situation. And overall, the acting was fine, and it was a great way to just cut loose and enjoy a film that isn't meant to be taken too serious. It's just a fun popcorn film. Obviously, I'd give it its 2 out of 2 points. So overall, I'd give it an 8 out of 10. I wouldn't say it's something worth buying on Blu-ray, but it's definitely one of those fun movies you could catch on theaters like in a cheap night. It's definitely one of those films where you're just there to cut back, cut loose, and enjoy. It's definitely a fun ride to watch, especially when you're just with friends wanting to have a good time to see a silly movie. Kind of like back then when we had those silly movies that would come out, and it's fun to enjoy. And it's especially nowadays, since fewer and fewer films are willing to be crazy enough to do something like this. And I definitely have to give props to everybody that filmed in this film, as well as everybody that did their parts to help create Cocaine Bear and the crazy wild ride it is. So I want to thank you all for watching my review. Definitely leave some feedback in the comment section. Let me know what you thought about my review. Let me know if you felt the same way. Let me know if you thought maybe I didn't mention anything that I could have missed. I probably did, and I would love to see your feedback. Let me know what you think of my reviews, and let me know what movie next week would you like to see me review. I definitely want to hear some feedback. And as always, thank you for coming to the ticket stand. I hope you enjoyed your show, and I want to dedicate this film review to the memory of Ray Liotta. He was one of my favorite actors growing up, especially in like a lot of those mob films and those crime films, and I enjoyed playing him when he voiced Tommy Vercetti in Grand Theft Auto Vice City. So I definitely want to pay my respects. And definitely let me know in the comment section what was one of your favorite roles from Ray Liotta. Let me know what the biggest movie coming out next weekend is that you would like to see me review, and let me know anything that I could work on, whether it's reviewing wise, technical wise. I just love to see the feedback. So yeah.